I became the most powerful woman in Tudor England, apart from the Queen. Lords and ladies bowed to me. But I'll start from the beginning. My father died before I could remember him, leaving my mother to raise me, alone. When I was 12, I left home with little more than a trunk. I was to enter into service of a wealthy household. 3 years later, I was married for the first time, to a boy 2 years younger than me. Within the year, though, he was gone. A sickness took him quickly, and I was left a child widow. For a young woman like me, staying unmarried wasn't an option. Using the money from my first husband's estate, a marriage was arranged to a wealthy man twice my age. Marriage had made me wealthy, but I was no passenger. I threw myself into managing the household, the land and the building work of our new great estate, Chatsworth. I gave my husband 8 children. I was no longer the girl who had left home with one trunk. I now stood at the head of a rich and powerful dynasty. But after 10 happy years together, I lost my great love. He left me with our children and estates, but also his debts. The debts were enormous, and I still had children to provide for. So I married for a 3rd time. And this man brought me closer to the royal court. Soon at court, I found myself under the Queen's favour. She appointed me a lady of the Privy Chamber, and I became her most trusted attendant. Not long after, my 3rd husband was dead. He left me almost everything. And apart from the crown, I was now the richest woman in England. I married for a 4th time, and this time into the aristocracy. I no longer needed his money, but the marriage gave me something I had craved, a title, the Countess of Shrewsbury, when the Scottish Queen fell into English hands. Elizabeth trusted me and me alone to be her guard, and she was placed in our care. Though she was my prisoner, Mary and I became surprisingly close. We talked, sewed, and spent countless hours together. My 4th marriage ended in bitter conflict. I had no intention of being controlled, so I cast him aside. He tried to take my estates, but the Queen backed me, and he was firmly rebuked. With my husband gone, and as a tribute to my late mother, I built a great new house beside the home where she had raised me. In time, its name would become synonymous with mine. I had once guarded a Scottish queen. Now I was guarding my own granddaughter. She wanted to marry for love, but Elizabeth refused to let her choose. Even as I aged, and though I spent less time at court, I remained the Queen's closest confidant. I died at 80, my life's work complete. From almost nothing, I had risen to become the Queen's closest attendant and England's richest woman. My descendants still reside at Chatsworth to this day. Who am I?